Places you should never swim. This is Lake Berryessa in California, USA. The reason why you should never swim here is because there's a massive spillway inside this lake. This is to make sure the water doesn't rise too high. People and animals have been swept into this, making it a very dangerous place. This is the River Ganges in India. Thousands of people swim here every year, but it's one of the most polluted places on the planet. It has over 3,000 times the amount of safe chemicals, and to make matters worse, bodies are even dumped in here. This is Lake Karachay in Russia. Its amazing blue color attracts many tourists. What they don't realize is it's the most polluted lake on the planet. When the Soviet Union were making nukes, they dumped all the nuclear waste into this lake. If you swam in this lake, you'd only be alive for 30 minutes. This is the Boiling Lake in Dominica. Underneath this bubbling lake is red magma. This lake's water is 100 degrees Celsius. Scariest pools you should never swim in. It seems like people are stuck inside this swimming pool. This fake pool can be found in Japan. It's actually a clever optical illusion. The surface of this pool is made of water, but underneath is a blue room you can go into, making it look like you're stuck inside. This is the busiest pool in the world. It's found in Chongqing, China. You basically can't move in this very packed pool. Experts say this may not be safe. There are way too few lifeguards here, and all those people will cause lots of bacteria to go in the water. This is Y40 the Deep Joy. It is the deepest pool in the world. The Italian pool goes down over 42 meters. That's more than a 14-story building. This is the Market Square Tower Pool in Texas. It is 500 feet in the sky, and the bottom of the pool is made of glass. This means you can see the massive drop below you while you're swimming. That is, if you dare to swim in this pool. These are the biggest waves ever caught on camera. This 1,000-person cruise ship is being hit by massive waves. The monster wave was caused by a tsunami. The ship did flood, but thankfully did not capsize. In 2019, Cape Town, South Africa had massive storms. This caused many streets to flood. A woman was pulled into the sea, and another guy was knocked over by a wave. One day a sailor was in the North Sea. That's when his ship came up against a 100-foot wave. Unbelievably, the captain laughed at the wave. Awesome. But if his ship was only slightly smaller, it would have capsized. Scariest sea creatures ever. This is the Cetatheria, also known as the whale beast. These animals had massive pointy teeth, allowing them to easily eat dolphins, whales, and sharks. Here's a size comparison I made showing how big a Cetatherium is compared with a human and a megalodon shark. It's believed Cetatheriums could have beat a megalodon in a fight. This is a leviathan. Leviathans are one of the biggest animals to ever exist. Leviathan were 50 feet long and weighed 50 tons. In 2008, a leviathan skeleton was found off the coast of Peru. This is a Nothosaurus. They were gigantic underwater crocodiles. They were known for their very long necks and sharp teeth. They would use their tail and webbed hands to swim very fast, meaning that almost nothing could escape this animal. Places you should never search on Google Earth. If you go to Norman's Cay in the Bahamas, you can see something strange. There is a crashed plane underwater. This plane was owned by Pablo Escobar of the Medellin cartel. He would send product from Colombia to the USA, but his pilots would use Norman's Cay as a refueling point. However, one day one of the planes crashed into the sea, taking the pilot's life. Everyone was way too scared to go anywhere near the plane, and that's why it's still there today. Take a look at this neighborhood in Florida. It all looks normal, right? But do you see this object in the water? It turned out this object was a car. The car had been there for 22 years. Inside it, police found William Moult. William Moult had gone on a drive and had been lost for 22 years. It was a mystery and his family had no idea where he'd gone, until it was solved by a Google Earth user who saw his car. Deadly places you can't go to. This is Vozrozdeniya Island. It's found between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. The Soviet Union made biological weapons on this island, but today all of the lab equipment is leaking. All over the island, anthrax, smallpox, and plague can be found. This is the Danakil Depression. It is found in Ethiopia, right in between three tectonic plates. Earthquakes here are very common. There's also craters and poisonous gas all over the place. And to make things even more scary, two volcanoes. This is Runit Island, found in the Marshall Islands. You may wonder why there's a massive concrete dome on this island. Well, inside the concrete dome is radioactive debris. The US military tested many nukes on this island, and instead of cleaning up, they simply put all of the debris into this dome. But now the dome has cracked and is leaking nuclear waste. Places you're not allowed to go to, and people who went anyway. This is video from inside the Paris catacombs. It was taken in 1990. It's illegal to go down here, but an urban explorer snuck down with a video camera. He is seen walking at first, but soon he starts running. Eventually he drops the camera and runs away into the darkness. The man was never found, but 10 years later some more explorers found his video camera with this tape. Something clearly scared the man and he ran away, never to be seen again. This German couple named Stefan Rami and Heike Dorsch went to an abandoned island. They went to the island of Nuku Hiva, but that's where they met a cannibal. Stefan was eaten by this cannibal named Henry Haiti. Henry was later sentenced to life in prison for what he did. Places you will never visit. Iron Mountain is found in Pennsylvania. It's guarded by armed security 24/7, and to get inside you need to go down 22 stories below the earth. Inside are some of the most valuable things on the planet. Many big companies have their data centers here. The original negatives of many famous photos are kept here too. And the original recordings of artists like Elvis, Frank Sinatra, and Michael Jackson. Gold Base is a heavily guarded compound in California. It's a massive 700 acres, and it's the headquarters of the Church of Scientology. For badly behaved members of the church, there's a prison on site called The Hole. Over 100 staff members try to escape every year, but many are hunted down and caught. This is thanks to cameras, motion detectors, and even snipers. It's said the compound is worth $1 to $1.5 billion. Places you shouldn't search on Google Maps. If you go to Arugwa Island in Tanzania, there is a photosphere. If you click on it, it takes you to a terrifying room. The message on the door says, "You trusted the wrong guy." The rest of the room is so scary, I can't even show it to you on TikTok. Located near the island of Fiji appears to be a plane crash. You can see the small plane has fallen into the water and the oil has leaked out. Located in Antarctica seems to be a gigantic shark. It's so big some are calling this a real megalodon. What do you think this giant creature could be? If you go to the town of Brack in Libya and enter Street View mode, you will see what appears to be Chucky riding a bike. Maybe the scary doll is real after all.